collection update time. First, before I get into this, I was not expecting the response I got to my last video in the absolute slightest. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all for the comments and donations. I wasn't even thinking of the donation link or anything when I made the video. You guys just blew my mind with that, and sincerely from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. Anyone who's donated, you're going to be getting a message from me in the near future when I get around to it. Trust me, you will. All of you, thank you. Well, I got a big stack of records, so let's do big stack of record things and talk about big stack of records. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. We're going to start things off with some Finnish black metal. The debut album from this artist was group Horna, and I cannot pronounce this at all. Great stuff though. Classic Finnish black metal, released by World Terror Committee. Got this quite a while ago, but God, what a great album. Featuring Werewolf, of course, on vocals. Just great riffs. Horna's one of those bands where I feel like they get overshadowed a bit by, like, Satanic War Master and Sargeist in the Finnish scene, and while I would say overall, I feel like Sargeist is stronger than Horna. I really like Horna. I need more. I have the demo and one of their later albums. I can't remember, and this one. Black vinyl. Great stuff. Just straightforward shit, man. If you like, your black metal, straightforward, classic, old school style with that, Finnish sense of melody with aggression, Horna's definitely band for you. Moving along. This is going to get a little weird coming up because there's a bunch of records that you guys probably wouldn't expect from me, and then we have some death metal. So for those of you that are into black metal and all that stuff, stick around. There's a bit for almost everyone. Almost. But the steel black metal, war metal, whatever. Naked Whipper, Pain Streaks. The legendary Naked Whipper from Germany. I only have this one. I need to get Moloch, and of course the new one when it comes out. Yes, I have heard the song. It slaps. This is just a violent assault. It's definitely grind influenced, much more so than, like, I don't know. It's like if Blasphemy was more grindcore. It's a really good way, I feel like, to explain Naked Whipper, because there is the Blasphemy sensibilities in the riffs, but it goes, like, a bit further in the direction of, like, the German death grind of, like, blood and stuff like that, but really great album. Side A is the entire album with some of the most insane album titles I've ever seen in my fucking life. Hyper incest. Okay. Anyways, side B though is a live show, and they killed it. Black vinyl, released by Iron Bonehead. And with this, you get a nice fold out, I should say, insert. Very cool stuff. And I believe Dude Man here, like, did he do time in prison for murder or something like that? I can't remember. I don't know the circumstances around it. But I remember reading something like that. I don't know. Not trying to spread rumors or some shit, but it's, like, out there. Well, regardless, I don't care. Homie writes some great stuff. Separate the art from the artist. Yeah. Killer poster. when I'm in the mood for something that's more in vein of grindcore, honestly, at this point, I kind of go for if either power violence or Naked Whipper has been scratching the itch lately, though. I've been thoroughly enjoying Pain Streaks immensely. A great, great album. Can't recommend this enough. If you haven't listened to them, check them out. Links to everything will be down below. And then moving along, we're going to talk about the final war metal album in this stack. And that would be a more modern band. By the way, I don't think I said anything. I think this was released in like 95 originally. This is modern Antichrist Siege Machine, released by Profound Lore Records. This is Purifying Blade. Man, oh man. When I was doing my overnight stocking, I would throw this album on from time to time. Specifically, what I usually did is I sat down one night and I went on Spotify and I created a playlist. And what I did was I took every single fucking war metal album I could find on Spotify and I slapped it on a playlist. And when I got to work, I would throw one earbud in and hit shuffle on that playlist. And that would keep me going all night. But occasionally I would pick some other things like Kapala and these guys and a few others. But man, this is so good. So good. This is just really barbarically heavy. Like, there's something about these guys in particular and their take on this, like, more modern sound of war metal is just really heavy. It's super obnoxiously heavy. I really, really enjoy it. They know tone extremely well, especially in the drum department, because I've always felt like in order to have, like, a heavy album, your drums have to be heavy, because otherwise you're working with kind of a weak bass. These guys fully get that. Drum tone is definitely on point. Really cool insert. Love the imagery, love the visuals. And this LP is on Eco Mix, which I guess is like recycled vinyl. I know it's not supposed to sound like the best from what I know from pressing plants, but it sounds good to my ears. I got no complaints about it. I mean, I don't have like a $10,000 turntable, but then again, I have yet to see a turntable that's like even close to $1,000 price point that's worth it. So, fight me on that one. Fucking dorks out there. Oh, you should get a U-turn. No, how about you don't, because they're belt drive, and belt drive sucks. You should go direct drive. That's another story for another video. If you guys want to hear me rant about turntables and turntable specs, I'll do that all day. No problem. Moving along, though. Actually, I got another black metal album. I just realized, this stack. Oops. Got more records than I realized. This is another Finnish black metal album. And this is an EP. I've always enjoyed this, but I never knew fully how to feel about it. And when I saw that, I think I got this from Hell's Headbangers a while back. When I saw they had it on vinyl, I'm like, alright, I'm going to get this. And I'm going to see if I end up loving it more, or just being like, well, why did I even like this to begin with? And what I'm talking about is Azazel and the Night of St. Lucia. This is... One of my friends, he described it as party black metal, which I totally see what he means by that. But it's so sloppy. It's super slop city, man. It's sloppy. It's sloppier than how the center label is off center. It's just so ungodly sloppy, but also there's this youthful spirit to this that makes it feel like, I don't know, you can tell it's coming from a genuine place and like a genuine love for black metal, and like just, it's a bunch of kids wanting to create what they worship, and I really like it. They don't try to go above and beyond with blast beats, because obviously they couldn't do that. But the more rhythmic drumming, really good. Really good shit. This was released by Liver Mortis. Liver Mortis always does, like... They've gotten better throughout the years with their quality. I'm digging their jackets more than I used to. But, yeah, no, Saint Lucia by Azazel. Always really enjoyed that font, too, in this album cover. I really like that. But moving along... Now we got some death metal and black metal together. This is a split. This is a live split. And one of these bands is going to lead into a collection. Well, update of a collection I have of one of these bands. And that would be the Amorphis split with Belial Day of Darkness Festival Part 2 Bootleg. Alright, so first things first, I need to put this out there. See, a lot of people talk about this with the Land of the Rising Sun records, and I remember reading about this back when I was like getting into collecting when I was like 16. Land of the Rising Sun is a bootleg label, but it's not even a real fucking label. It's just like a name that they slap on there, and we make it sound Japanese so people go, ooh, exotic, and buy it. The mindset and mentality is hilarious, and I'm so glad they kept that from the original. I love that stuff. I love how terrible some bootlegs are, and this is not a terrible bootleg, but just it's hilarious some of the stuff that they'll do on them. But yeah, it's even got the Japanese on the back, which is still really funny to me because this was finished, obviously. Anyways, first, we'll start with Belial. Belial's songs, very good. 2 covers. They have a Terrorizer cover of Dead Shall Rise and Shreds Slowly We Rot by Obituary. And very good covers. Belial, much more in their death metal era at this point, but they did go on to do some very good shit. And then Amorphis. Raw sound, a little rough, but their set is so good. It is straight up just like Privilege of Evil, that era, death metal, Finnish death majesty. I absolutely love Amorphis. You guys gotta understand, when I was younger, Tales from the Thousand Lakes was a record that like really fucking like changed my perspective on metal in so many ways. I can't even explain it. Hindsight, I think it subconsciously even made me want to play keyboard. Like, I can't begin to explain how much of an impact Amorphis made on me, which is why I love them so much. And I have a solid amount of CDs of theirs, and I had a few LPs, but I wanted to get more. This is a while back. And then I found these on Hells, and I was so excited. My God, I was so excited. Amorphis with their 3rd album, Elegy. I love Elegy so much. Over the years, it grows on me more and more. I gotta be in the right mood for this type of stuff. I gotta be real with you. But when I am, sometimes I forget how great this album truly is. This comes with the My Cancel EP, which, excellent fucking song. And the acoustic version, even better. Actually, no, this... I'm trying to think. Now I need to look at my Amorphis records. I'm going to leave this in the video. Because I could be dumb. I think I am dumb. Or, hold on. I go to the CDs. Where are you? No! No. It does not have the My Cancel EP. I suck. I have a Russian version of Elegy, and that has the Cancel EP on it. My Cancel no, this doesn't. But it has, like, the acoustic version, which I don't know if that was on the original. And then, like, some live tracks, which is cool, but God. The Brother Slayer, part 1 and 2. I want that. I need that. But yeah, very good album. Very nostalgic for me. And these sound awesome. And they're on this, like, really cool marbled, like, blue, white. Looks really nice in person. My camera lights don't really do it justice, but looks really good in person, especially next to the record. But yeah, if you're one of those people that, like, only knows Amorphis from their new material, I'm so sorry. Amorphis went downhill in a major way. Like, not even that long ago, honestly. I got one of their later albums on CD over there. It didn't do much for me, and then I just kind of gave up hope on them. But man, Silent Waters era, like Elegy, Eclipse, Silent Waters, Skyforger, those albums, love them, especially Silent Waters. Elegy. Then we have, however you say that, I don't speak Finnish, I don't want to butcher your incredible language, Finnish people. Yeah, this is like Amorphis moving much more into the progressive era. Elegy was much more of a melodic affair compared to even Tales from a Thousand Lakes, and that's even compared to the Corellian Isthmus. Their evolution at this point is just absolutely awesome, and I really like this album. I never owned it on CD, so I never gave it much of a listen. But man, the more I listen to this, the more I love it. This is just a really good, straight up, like, I don't want to call it a rock album, but it kind of fucking is a rock album, if I'm going to be, like, honest with myself and not bullshit. It's prog rock. To a degree. But it's really good. I enjoy it. I normally hate this type of stuff, but man, I fucking love this album. I've spun it a handful of times since I got it, and God, I love this. And the vinyl itself is black with gold, which looks really cool. I like that. Especially side B with the gold. These reissues are really good sounding too. Can't recommend them enough. I need to get the rarities vinyl that they just put out through Relapse. But we'll see. I need to get that. I'm pretty sure that has the My Cancel AEP on it. And then my favorite of the prog era, my absolute favorite of the prog era. I can't stress that enough. How much I love this album. Storytime, actually. For Christmas one year, my mom got me some CDs from FYE. And I put any Amorphis CD that year. And that was still, Jesus, I want to say 14. And I got Am Universum. And my God, did I fall in love with this album. Especially like Goddess of the Sad Man, The Night Is Over, Crimson Wave. But I'm going to call bullshit on something. And alright. If you're really into this album like I am, you'll know the song Crimson Wave very well. Normally I hate music that has brass instruments in it unless it's an orchestra, but even then you better dial that shit back. I don't want Croc Ongren. I don't want Flesh God. I can't hear the guitars. Apocalypse. My take on ska is the creation of it went kind of like, wow, this stuff, this punk stuff that we're playing is really bad. What if we just got some dickhead with a horn to just fucking blow it through the entire song? And they were like, wow, that would be even worse. Let's do it. There's saxophone on this album. It's well done, especially on Crimson Wave. But the lyrics to Crimson Wave, I never looked at them before, ever. I've listened to this album hundreds and hundreds of times in my life. Where is it? Crimson Wave. It says, it's a rush hour inside my head, don't want to share the anguish, and I will take it away from you before you can change it. I'm sorry. Everyone I played it to, everyone I know, I am 100% convinced he is saying, I want to make sure, is there a shrine inside my head, don't want to share the anguish? I don't know. Any other Amorphis fans out there, especially Am Universum fans, if you know what I'm talking about, let me know. Anyways, the vinyl to this is absolutely gorgeous. Fucking beautiful. Relapse does a killer job, and once again, sounds amazing. I can never say anything bad about the quality of Relapse pressings, and especially when they do color, they always come out just incredible. But moving along, we are getting into some death metal. Now, we all know Mortician. We all know that Mortician is a death grind band, brutal death metal band, some people refer to them as, from New York, that uses horror movie samples, extremely distorted bass, obvious drum machine is obvious, some of the most simplistic, just IQ lowering riffs you'll ever hear, and I find them to be one of the greatest fucking things to ever happen to death metal. And the only way you could make a band like that any better is if you made them for adults. And the band that I'm talking about that is Mortician for adults would be Fluids. Fluids. If you are not familiar with Fluids, strap in. If you are uncomfortable by the thought of listening to human beings die, don't listen to this band. If you are uncomfortable by the worst things that humans could possibly sample, that's 100% real, it's on here. It's on here. This album I'm holding in my hand is Exploitative Practices, and I can't think of a more genius title. One of my favorite things, too, about this, the track listing, is it seems, hopefully someone will correct me if I'm wrong on here, seems like the process of, like, maybe like a serial killer or something like that. Caught, shot, chopped, wrapped, hauled, displayed, doused, seared, scattered. Really cool. I always love that. Song I recommend if you want to check them out and not be fully traumatized, and still with a sample, Shot. I love Shot. And the sample is actually from a body cam video that I'm familiar with, which was a pretty rough one. So, one thing I really like that Maggot Stomp did when they pressed this is the blue inner pocket. That looks fucking awesome. Very cool insert. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but like it's on here. Stop the weak shit campaign. Pause that, read it. Hilarious. And this is just on black vinyl. Something that I really enjoy about Fluids too, it is like they really bring out like this, with the drum machine, they take it to a different place than any other death metal band. And what I mean by that is most death metal bands, they try their absolute hardest to either A, make it to be the most blatant drum machine in the world without ever thinking outside of the box ever for a second that they're using a drum machine, and why are they just programming boring ass blast beats in simplistic grooves? Or they try their hardest to make them sound as human as possible so you can never tell that it's a drum machine. Fluids, They want you to know it's a drum machine, and they do really cool things with it. They will do trap hats and shit like that in the background of like slams and stuff and grooves. It's really cool. Moving along, that was the first album, Exploitative Practices. Then we have Ignorance Exalted, their second album. Really enjoy this one as well. Love just how they put the titles in bold fucking letters. Absolutely awesome. Once again, Stop the Weak Shit. Very cool insert. And this one is on black vinyl. One of my favorite things, too, about this album in particular is it feels much less of, like, a grindcore album in the sense of, like, shorter songs, longer samples. The samples are longer, but the songs are a bit longer, and there's a bit more meat to each song. So, Ignorance Exalted. I'm missing their two newest full lengths. I need them. Absolutely need them. But I do have Fluids of Death. When I saw this, I lost my mind for the first time. I'll say this. I've seen Faces of Death in passing. Not my thing at all. But I have read the Wikipedia a few times in my life. And same thing for Traces of Death. I'm well aware of what's on those tapes. When I saw that this was like a Laserdisc parody of Faces of Death, I about lost my mind, and I had to get this immediately. Just more gross shit. Samples aren't nearly as aplenty on this one when compared to the full lengths. But really good shit. I love the glossiness of this jacket to begin with. Nice glossy insert. Some pretty gross shit. And I believe this vinyl is, yeah, it's just black. And the last album I am going to show for this video, and this will be the final Fluids record. That would be Fluids of Death 2. I have 2 copies of this. One is censored, one is not. Not anything censored itself. I censored it, obviously, because homeboy got shot in the head, and I don't want to get demonetized for showing somebody who got shot in the fucking head. So you get the idea. He was shot in the head. Anyways, layout-wise, killer parody of Traces of Death. The back of this, pause it, read the whole thing. If you don't own this, go pick it up. This is fucking awesome. Yeah, this is the black vinyl version. And so you guys know, my head's all over the place right now when it comes to this shit, because I'm excited talking about Fluids, because I don't get to talk about them pretty much ever. These are compilations of songs from, like, splits and stuff like that. And EPs. So that's a black vinyl, and then we also have red. I ordered the red, I got the black, and then I sent an email, and they sent me the black. So, yeah, these are the splits and everything that the tracks are from. And, yeah, the other side, this I'm not going to show, because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. But anyways, yeah, that's going to do it for this video. And I'm probably going to be able to put this up relatively quick. I don't have much to edit other than, like, the very beginning. I need to get this in there. Alright. Yeah, check out, I hope I wasn't dumb when I put this in there and showed the cover. I probably was. What an idiot. Anyways, please don't flag me. I love you guys. And I genuinely do love you guys for everything you've done. Donation link will be in the description if you feel compelled. If you don't, understandable. Totally get it. No offense taken. I will never ask, and I don't just thank you guys. I love you all, and thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.